So in the last class, we were discussing the different file allocation methods, how is the difference between contiguous, chained, and index, three different types of allocation methods. Now we are going uh, to these all three one after another, and we will be looking into how this data can be managed. Allocation method, whenever we are talking about, then it is meant to be how you are storing. If your storage, you don't know how you are storing your data in the system, in the memory, so how will you able to uh, access those kind of data? So here we are talking about allocation, how you are allocating the different blocks of the memory to different processes. So first one is a contiguous file allocation. In contiguous file allocation, as you can see, this is your memory, complete memory. Here we are having different blocks where you can put your data. Every block is having some unique number, or you can say the address. You will be having a file allocation table along with all the allocation methods. You will be having file allocation table. In file allocation table, there will be three columns: file name, a start block, and the length of that particular file. Suppose there is a file A which is starting from block number 2 and its length is 3. File A is starting from block number 2 and the length is 3. 2, 3 and 4 will be utilized by the file A. Similarly, for file B, starting is the 9, length is the 5. From 9, it will start up to 13, it will end up. This is file name B. Similarly, for C, starting at 18, length is 8. 18 to 25, total 8 blocks it will cover, that is file C. Similarly, for file D, starting with 30 and length is 2. 30 and 2, 30, 31. Similarly, for file E, 26, 3. 26 is a starting point and 3 is the length. So you can see, whenever we want to manage any kind of file in our memory, all the parts of that file will be contiguous. If file A consists of 3 different blocks, then those 3 blocks will be contiguous in the memory, one after another. It should not be there that 2 you are putting here, 3 you are putting here, and another part you are putting here. It should not be the case in contiguous file allocation. What is the major problem here? Suppose we have allocated file B and then file C. Some space is remaining in between. Obviously, we can utilize this space for a new file, but that file must having the size whatever you are having here. If the size of the new file is bigger than this, you cannot allocate here. This is a compaction. If you are applying compaction technique in contiguous file allocation, that whatever free spaces you are having, it will be at the end, and you will be shifting all the files one after another, so that you will be able to get a free block at the end. File A you are shifting here, then file B, file C in continuation, file E, and then file D in continuation. So similarly, you will be getting a huge amount of memory that is available for the new processor or new file. This is compaction. This technique is, you can say, costlier to use in a system, costlier in terms of time and CPU uses. You have to work, you have to copy the contents from one location to another for using this compaction technique. Without using compaction, there will be small chunks in between the two files, but after compaction, there will be a bigger block you can see, and you can utilize this block for the new files. Next one is chained allocation. In chained allocation, this is your file allocation table, file name, start block, and the length. Again, similar to contiguous allocation. File name you will provide, then starting address you will provide, and length you will provide. But here, what is the difference? File B is starting from 1 and length is 5. But that 5 blocks may not be contiguous. Those will be connected with the help of some chain. Chain, you can say a linked list kind of a structure, where previous block will be having the address of the next block. This one sector will be having the address of this eighth. Eighth will be having the address of 3. 3 will be having the address of 14, and 14 will be having the address of 28. These are random numbers, obviously. Wherever you are getting any free block, you can utilize that block directly with the help of that address field. But you have to manage that address field in every block. So you need to allocate some field for the addresses itself. Okay. So here, this is not contiguous. This is called chained allocation. Chained allocation after consolidation. You may perform consolidation in the chained allocation. Consolidation means whatever blocks you were having previously, all those blocks will be converted into contiguous form. Again, you will be shifting the locations, you will be copying the contents, and you will be having a sequential order of these particular files like this. Now start block is 0 and the length is 5. This is chained allocation after consolidation. Now the next one, indexed allocation with block partitions. Indexed allocation means, again, in file allocation table, one field is not there, only file name and the index block is there. You are not having the length field here. You know that your file B will start from 24th. 24th, whenever you are going to 24th, 24th field will be having this kind of table where it will be mentioned that in which numbers your data is kept. Block number 1, 8, 3, 14 and 28. These are your data parts. So it will be having the address of all those data fields. That's why. And no data is there in 24. 24 will not be having any kind of data. It will be having only the addresses field for the other parts of the file. This is the index. That's why it is called index, because it will be having the index location of all other file chunks. Index allocation with variable length portions. File allocation, similar to that, index allocation, file and the index block. Now the index block is 24, as we mentioned here. This block will be having a kind of table, or you can say with length. You will be having the start blocks as well as the length. So your next data will be at 1, 28 and 14. When you are going to 1, its length is 3. You are going to 1 from here and the length is 3. You are going to 28 and length is 4. You are going to 28 and length is 4. Then you are going 14 and length is 1. You are going 14 and length is 1. This is similar to index allocation, but here you can also provide the length of a particular segment. That's why It is called index allocation with variable length portions. Here length may be variable for all the memory chunks.